Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tag video. We are going to talk about some of my unpopular opinions. I wasn't tagged by anyone. I wanted to do a tag video and I enjoyed watching everyone's unpopular opinions last year when this tag was going around. I did not have a channel then, so I decided to do it now. Let's jump right into questions. Question 1. A popular book or series that you did not like. I'm going with a novella instead of full-length novel, that is The Haunting of Tramcar 015. I read this novella recently in February. I read all three novellas in this world, A Dead Gin in Cairo and The Angel of Kanal Khalili and The Haunting of Tramcar. I am not a fan of this world. I do like certain elements in this. In all three novellas, one night market is mentioned. I enjoyed reading about that. In both this novella and the first novella, detectives go to that night market to secret organizations to get information from those organizations. I liked that part and enjoyed it. But that's all. In this world, doors between our world and Jinn world are open. So jinns and angels, all these magical beings live among us. The plot of Haunting of Tramcar 015 is pretty straightforward. One tramcar is haunted and that supervisor calls Department of Magical Beings for help. So two officers come to investigate the case. At the same time, women's suffrage movement is going on in Cairo. I like that author combined a main plot with this suffrage movement. I like that part, but that is only last 10 pages of the novella. There were too many descriptions of the being haunting the tram car. I was completely bored of that. It was only 140 pages and I struggled to finish it. I read this as part of a book club in Gregory Lepers Discord. That's why I had to finish it. Otherwise, I would have DNF'd it. Question 2. A popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate but you love. I had to think hard to answer this because for the last year I have been only reading BookTube favorites. I did not read anything people hate as far as I can remember. So I decided to go with Assassin's Quest by Robin HOBB. This is third book in the Farsi trilogy. Many people said that this is their least favorite book in the realm of Elder Link's world. Even HOBB fans gave this book only 3 stars, but I absolutely loved this book. I understand their complaints about this book. It is very slow paced and not much happens in terms of plot until the very end. It is very long, almost 850 pages. This is a first person narrative. We spend all our time in Fitz's head, but I did not mind it. I was completely engaged in the book. I don't need continuous action scenes to enjoy the book. I realized I don't even need fast moving plot to enjoy this book as long as characters are good and dialogues are good. What we got in this book was emotional journey of Fizz and his bond with all other secondary characters. Every emotion Fizz goes through in this book is relatable. All characters are realistic and all their decisions make sense. I enjoyed my experience with this book a lot. It's been almost 10 days since I finished this book, but I still can't stop thinking about it. Question 3. A love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you did not want them to end up with, or an OTP that you don't like. Last year I read 2 books which executed love triangles so well. I mean, one book and one series, Guns of the Dawn and Long Price Quartet series. They proved that it can be done well. I'm sure I have read books where it was done bad, but I don't remember them now, so I'm going with the OTP I did not care about. That's in Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I'm not going to mention any spoilers, but if you don't want to know anything about the book, I will display time on the screen. Please jump to that time. I liked individual characters in Mansfield Park, but I did not care about their love story. It wasn't actually shown in the book. It was shown only from Fanny's side. I did not see it from Edmund's side. We are just told at the end that they are together. I would have preferred if it had been explored more. It felt like it was ended that way just for the sake of it, because that was what's supposed to happen. It just felt blah at the end. Question 4. A popular book genre that you hardly reach for. There are many genres I don't reach for at all, but today I decided to go with horror. As a kid, I used to enjoy watching horror movies. I used to feel the thrill of that. But I lost interest and I even stopped watching horror movies. I have no interest in picking up any horror books except last year I saw Leslie's review of What One Wouldn't Do. That is a short story collection. I found it very intriguing. I'm planning to pick it up this year. I'll let you know how it goes. Question 5. A popular or beloved character that you do not like. Okay, this is going to be really unpopular. I did not like Sam in the Fellowship of the Ring. I am surprised myself. I really liked him in movies. I did not like Frodo, but I liked Sam a lot. He's selfless, loyal, and gave a fantastic performance. But in the book, I found Sam boring and little annoying. He's still selfless and loyal, but his strong feelings toward Frodo did not make sense to me. I would have preferred to see some exploration there. How or why he loves Frodo so much. I'm in the middle of reading the Two Towers now. I haven't yet Frodo and Sam in this book. I'm hoping I like him more in this book or in the Return of the King. Fingers crossed. Question 6. A popular author that you can't seem to get into. This is another question I struggled with. I don't want to pick an author where I read only one book from the author. I could pick Frank Herbert because I DNF'd Dune Messiah, but I did not hate Dune. I definitely struggle with some parts of it, but I do like certain elements from Dune. I'll go with Sidney Sheldon. It's been long since I read any of his books. I read his books in the very beginning of when I started reading books in English. His books were very popular in India, where whichever bookshop you go to, you can find aisles and aisles of his books. Anyway, I tried 3 to 4 of his books at the time, but I wasn't blown away by any of them. I did not hate them. At the same time, they were in 5 star for me. I was like me about them. Question 7. A popular book trope that you are tired of seeing. Oh, this is going to sound weird. I hate it when a character is killed off just to develop another character. This is a very common practice. Authors kill well-developed characters all the time. If the plot demands it, I don't mind it. But if a character is killed off just to develop other character or to bring main character back to the storyline, I don't like it at all. Sometimes I find it lazy writing. I'm not saying authors should not kill their characters. I don't mind it if it is handled well. I just find it an easy route. I always appreciate if authors work around and try to give agency to the characters without killing off initial characters. For example, in Lord of the Rings, Tolkien did not kill Bilbo to make Frodo ring bearer. He could have killed him, that would have been easy, but he kept him alive and he added extra layer that Bilbo is getting corrupted by ring after years of keeping it close to him. So Gandalf made sure that he passed it off to Frodo. I always appreciated that. Question 8. A popular series that you have no interest in reading. There are many series I have no interest in reading. Nevernight Trilogy or A Coat of Thorns and Roses. But I decided to go with really popular series. Please don't hate me for this. I have no plans to read A Song of Ice and Fire. I don't have anything against George R.R. Martin or that series. I heard good things about writing. But I already watched the show and it has some amazing scenes and good character work. But it's too dark and violent for me. I never felt good after watching those scenes. I just don't want to feel that way reading 1,000 pages of the book. It's almost 10 days feeling that way. Few years down the line, if I change my decision, I'll let you know. Maybe I'll review those books. Question 9. The saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? This is not exactly an unpopular opinion, but I'm going with Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I watched the movie first and I watched it many times. I read the book only last year. I do like the book, but somehow movie is more magical than the book. And I prefer the climax of the movie. In book, I felt it was dragged. I may not reread that book, but I will watch that movie again. Now it's time to tag some people. First, I want to tag Alan from Library of Alexandria. It will be fun to hear Alan ranting about books. And I want to thank Greg from Gregory Lepage. He started doing videos during reading sprints, so it will be fun to see him answering these questions during live. And I want to thank Pete from Ponderings of Pete. I watch almost all videos of him, but I don't know his unpopular opinions. Actually, I'm not sure if Alan and Pete already did this video last year. So guys, if you already did this video, please ignore it. So that's all for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.